Hey EQRRC half marathoners, this is Coach Wes and we're here for a quick video message before you guys embark on your Saturday run, which is going to be our next real test on this program in the spring season. So this Saturday we're going to have a range of anywhere from 10 to 12.5 miles. And I explained the reason for that range in Wednesday's class, but I wanted to give you a little bit further explanation. For those of you guys that have trained consistently, you know what the half marathon distance feels like. You've done a couple half marathons and you're really looking for a specific time and a finish pace or a finish time. I want you to really take on that challenge of running 12.5 miles. And the reason for that is I really want you to have that extra distance and time on the course to experience a little bit more fatigue and, more importantly, experiment with the right foods and fluids to be taking in. For those of you that this is one of your first couple times training for a half marathon, or if your attendance has been a little spotty, maybe you've gotten sick or been on vacation, 10 miles will be more than enough challenge for you. I'll be sure to have all of the course marked out as well as I can, but I want you to make sure that you take a look at the course map. It's attached to this email, and look it over. There's a couple different ways that we're going to break it up, actually in 3 different sections, and I want you to make sure you know exactly where you're going for each of those 3 sections. So that gives you a little idea of what we're doing on Saturday morning. We'll meet at 7:30, and we'll meet at the corner of PCH and Bayside, right across the street from Restaurant 333. But let's talk a little bit about what it means to be prepared going into Saturday and then during the run. And specifically, I want to talk about hydration and nutrition. These are going to be some workouts that are really going to test your ability to stay adequately fueled and with both fluids and with calories. So going into the workout, I want you to start loading up your carbohydrate stores a little bit. And this being Thursday, I want you to start today. Now, what works best for me is just taking in simple carbohydrates. I go with white rice because I don't want the extra fiber that would come with a whole grain or a whole wheat. I find that extra fiber actually keeps your gastrointestinal system bogged down just a little bit. So I'm going to recommend this is the time to do some processed foods. Now, don't make it in the form of sweets and desserts that are going to carry extra fat with them. Try and find just simple carbs and stick to those. Again, what works really well for me is white rice. Now, as far as how much to add on, if you want to get really technical, I would aim for 3 to 4 grams of that carbohydrate per pound of body weight per day. So if you're weighing in at 150 pounds, you're looking at somewhere between 450 to 600 grams of carbohydrates. Now, that's a lot, but I know you can do it. If you're not into really measuring out your food, one way to do it is just add 2 extra servings of simple carbs each day for the next couple days. Now let's talk a little bit about what to do come race day, or come workout day for that 10 to 12 mile run. I'm going to want you to take in calories and fluids as you're going. Now, as far as fluids go, if you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated. So I want you to stay on top of your fluid intake the entire time. I would highly recommend taking in some type of electrolyte replacement, whether it's Gatorade, Accelerate, Powerade, Cytomax, Goo Brew, whatever it is. Find something that taste-wise works well for you. But you're going to want something that has a little bit of sodium and potassium with it. Those are your main electrolytes, and the minute you start losing that electrolyte concentration, that's when the cramping can happen. Now, as far as calories, I want to be a little bit more regimented here. I'm going to want you to start taking in calories at about the 45-minute mark, which for most people is going to be somewhere around the 6, 7, or 4, 5, 6 mile mark. Now take in calories that are adequate to the amount that you'll be burning. Each mile you run will burn approximately 100 to 115 calories. And if you're going to run 5, 6, 7 miles within an hour, then you want to be taking in probably 3, 4, 500 calories. Ways to do that are with your typical goos, bars. I like Cliff bars personally, or you can go just simple food. I know people sometimes will boil up small potatoes and they'll have them. I've used bananas in the past. I've used oranges, although sometimes that acidity can wreak a little bit of havoc on the stomach. The biggest thing to do is to experiment more than anything else. Ask other runners that are on the team. Ask people especially that are more experienced than you are. Ask me. I'd be happy to share my experience with you a little bit more in depth. But I want you to start taking in calories at about the 45-minute mark, and subsequently every 20 to 30 minutes. And each time you take in calories, probably about 100 to 150. So if you're used to taking in, say, a Cliff shot block, it's only 25 calories per shot block. So you'll probably start to take in more than you might be accustomed to. I know there's a science to it, but it comes with a lot of experimentation. So please ask as many questions as you feel like you have to. The good thing about the run this coming Saturday is whether you're doing the 10 or the 12 mile, we're going to break it down in 3 different parts. So there will at least be 2 different times you'll be coming back to your car where you parked, so you could always leave some of that food there and then come back and get it when you're stopping and going on to the next leg of the route. So that's really how this coming weekend is going to lay out. I think it's a great opportunity to really get yourself experienced and prepared for what the half marathon has entailed, and to really get yourself and your confidence up and going. I'm really looking forward to it. I know it's going to be a successful day. Just email me, text me, call me if you have any questions. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys then. Have a good rest of your day.